Hello guys, welcome to Ramta Solutions and welcome to your lesson on grade 10 trigonometry. Today we are looking at past papers and we are beginning our past paper series with a question paper from the Northwest that was written in June 2019. Okay, so let's open that paper. I will pin it on top. So here's the paper. Let me pin it. Okay, I'm pinning this paper. Now, let's go. Let me just, it's nice. Okay, now, if you are using your a mobile device, please try to rotate your screen so you have the best viewing. Okay, please rotate your screen so you have the best. Okay. All right, guys. Without any waste of time, let's get into it. Let's get to the questions, trigonometry questions. Okay. So our questions start with question 2. Question 2, that's where trigonometry starts. So without any waste of time, let's read. Question 2. Let me just say question 2. Determine the value of each of the following by using a calculator. Write down the answers correct to 2 decimal places. Note, x equals 112.4 degrees and y equals 48.6 degrees. Okay, cool. Now 2.1.1 says, remember, you're determining the value of these things. So question 2.1.1 says, let's go. Question 2.1.1 says you must determine the value of half sine x. What you do first is this. Where there's x, you put 112.4 degrees. Right? 112.4 degrees. On your calculator, you will say half sine 112.4 degrees. Okay, so normally your calculator opens brackets, okay? And please note, your calculator does not have this sign. So please don't try to look for this sign. Just press 112.5, okay? So what is your answer? Your answer is 0.46. Remember, they said correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, now 2.1.2. They say you must find, you must find the value of cosec, right? You must find the value of cosec x plus y. So what do? We will say, okay, cosec, I'm just gonna leave you as you are, but I will substitute my x and y. X was 112.4 degrees, and what was y? Y was 48.6. So this looks like, let me see. This looks like 160, but I'm not sure. Okay, let me confirm. 161, yes, 161. 112.4 plus 48.6, yes, it's 161. So this is cosec 161 degrees. Now, what do you know about cosec? You know that cosec is 1 over, what is it? 1 over sine. So this is 1 over sine 161 degrees, isn't it? Cosec is 1 over sine. Remember, cosec is the reciprocal of sine. All right? Happy? Perfect. Now, let's get 1 over sine 161. What is our answer? It is 3.07, right? 1 over sine 161 is 3.07. Let me go to the next page. So our answer is 3.07. Okay, perfect. 2.1.3, we're looking for 2 cos. Let me do this. 2 cos x plus y over, all over 2. Now, what is this? We will substitute our x and y. So what was x? 112.4 degrees plus 48.6 degrees all over 2. Close these brackets, okay? Perfect. Now, because they say you must use, rather you are allowed to use a calculator. You don't even have to simplify this, okay, guys? You don't have to simplify this because look at this, it's 2 marks. You don't have to simplify this. You can get straight to your answers, okay? And I will do just that. I think I should have done the same all along, okay? So let's see. This is 2 cos, open bracket, fraction 112.4 degrees plus 48.6 over 2. All right? What is our answer? Our answer is, if you are correct, your answer is 0.33. Okay? Your answer is 0.33. Now let's get to 2.1.4. We are going to determine the value of tan 1 over 3x. What is it? This is tan 1 over 3. What is the value of x? The value of x is 112.4 degrees. Remember what I said. You don't have to try to simplify this. You are using a calculator. Alright? You are using a calculator. So just get your answer directly. Tan open bracket 1 over 3 multiplied by 112.4 close bracket and get your answer. Your answer will be 0.77. Remember, rounding to 2 decimal places. Okay, you are rounding to 2 decimal places. And I want to show you something, guys, with regard to rounding. There's an instruction mostly in your exams. Let me just make it quick. Here is it. You see instruction number 4, of course, in this paper. I don't know if in other provinces they can change, but in this paper, instruction number 4 says, if necessary, answers should be rounded off to 2 decimal places unless stated otherwise. Okay, unless stated otherwise. Okay, if you get a whole number, well done. But if you get decimals, round them to 2 decimal places unless stated otherwise. Okay. Right. Now, let's then head to question 2.2. Now, question 2.2, determine the value of theta if theta is an element of 0 degrees to 90 degrees, all not included. Okay. So what does this mean? This means theta is greater than 0 but less than 90 degrees. And this is what you call an acute angle, isn't it? Yeah. Now, 2.2.1. 2.2.1, we're looking at determining the value of theta. We're looking at tan theta equals 2.736. What do we need to do? We need to say theta equals tan inverse of 2.736. As you can see, this is 1 mark, guys. So what is theta? Theta is, remember, if you're using sharp, if you're using Casio, you will say this is shift cos, or sorry, shift tan. Okay, to get this on Casio, let me just write this. On Casio, you say shift followed by tan. Okay, shift followed by tan, it'll give you this. And if you're using sharp, you press second function followed by tan. Okay, if you're using sharp, now I'm saying sharp. If you're using sharp, you press second function followed by tan. If you're using Casio, shift followed by tan. Now let's answer the question. So second function, right now I'm on Casio, so it'll be shift tan 2.736, right? 2.736. Now what is this? Now theta is 69.92. Remember, in this section they didn't restrict you with regard to decimal places. So unless stated otherwise, you leave your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, so we will leave them to 2 decimal places. So tan theta equals 2,736. Theta is 69.92. Now guys, when you are sure that the angle that you got is correct, when you substitute it back into this equation on the left hand side, what you get when you substitute this value must be equal to what is on the right hand side. So let's try it. Let me use a different color. So I'm going to say tan, we got, I know we rounded off, we got 69, so it is tan 69.92, right? 69.92. This will be closer to this value, guys. Okay, let's see. Tan 69.92. What do we get? Indeed, we get 2,7355555, 2,7355868, and so on. So what is this? Indeed, it is 2,736. Can we see that? So it means that this value is very correct. Okay. Sorry about that. Moving on. Now let's answer the next question, which is question 2.2.2. Okay. Question 2.2.2. It says we now need to determine the value of eta for what? For 3 sine open bracket 3 theta minus 60 degrees is equal to 0.531. Alright, is equal to 0.531. Okay, I'm going to go to the next page. Now, this is 2.2.2. Let me just begin it here. Okay, it's fine, I can write it here. 3 sine 3 theta minus 60 degrees is equal to 0.531. Now we need to divide by 3 throughout. When we do that, we are left with sine 3 theta minus 60 degrees equals 0.531 divided by 3. What is it? It is 0.177. Remember, this 3 is the coefficient of sine. So I divide it. I divide by it. And we get 0.177. Now, 3 theta minus 60 degrees is equal to reciprocal of inverse, not reciprocal, inverse of sine. So which is inverse of sine with 0.177. So now, remember, shift if you're using Casio, and I believe most of you are using Casio. Shift sine, right? Shift sine 0.177. What do we get? Shift sine 0.177. Be careful. Do not round off as yet. When you are in the middle of calculations, do not round off. Okay? Only round off using your final answer. Or rather, only round off your final answer. So this is, we got rather 10,195,06681 degrees. Remember, when you say trig ratio inverse, you are finding an angle. Hence, this answer is in degrees. Okay? Hence, this answer is in degrees. Hang on. This then becomes 3 theta equals, you're going to move 60 to the other side. Maybe let me just write it, but it's not necessary. Okay, guys? It's not necessary. So, equals 60 degrees plus 10,195,06681 degrees. What is this? This means 3 theta is 70,195,06681 degrees. Now, divide that with what? Divide that with 3. Therefore, theta is, our answer divided by 3. Theta is 28. is 23.40 degrees. Okay, it is 23.40 degrees. Pay attention, guys. I did not round off in the middle of calculations, and I urge you that you also don't round off in the middle of your calculations. Okay, remember that this value that you got, you can also check if it will give you the right hand side. Let's check it. So let's check it. What is it? This is 3 sine, since 3 theta is this, what is this? 70.195066681 minus 60. All right, what is this? Or if you like, you can also say it is equal to this, right? You can also say it is equal to this. Now let's substitute this, or let's press this in our calculators. 3 sine 70.195066681 minus 60, close. What do you get? You get 0.5310000001. And indeed, it is that answer. Okay, so this is how we do it, guys. All right. Perfect. Now, and head to question 3. I have to question 3. Let me move slightly here. Okay. So, I don't know why it's doing this, but it's okay. Oh boy, I rushed it. Now, question 3. Okay, now let me go to the next page. Question 3, here is it. Question 3. So question 3, in this diagram, as you can see, so here is the diagram. They say P with coordinates x and 5 and OP is equal to 13 units. So answer questions below without using a calculator. Interesting. Without using a calculator. Okay. So now what we're going to do now is this. Let me draw this diagram. So this is alpha and this is 13. By the way, if I draw a broken line here, 90 degrees, this, as you can see, it's a point here called point P with coordinates x and 5. Okay, sorry. Now, as you can see, the x value here is unknown. Here is it. X value is unknown. Y value is 5. Alright? So Y value is 5. And what is X value? It's unknown. Okay. Now, let's answer the questions. Now, question 3.1 says determine 3.1.1. Determine the value of X. When you determine the value of X, this is a right-angled triangle. You're going to use Pythagoras theorem. So R squared equals X squared plus Y squared. What is R? The hypotenuse is 13 squared. What is X? It's unknown. What is Y? It is 5. Right? You have substituted everything correctly. Now, what is this? 169 equals X squared plus 25. So, 169 minus 25 equals X squared. Remember, I'm not hurrying through this, but if you like, you can just get to your answers. Okay. So this is 144 equals squared. Happy? Good. Now let me go to the next page. Now this is x. Since we said x squared equals 144, we will say x equals plus minus 144. Implying x equals plus minus square root of 144 is 12. But when you look at this diagram, x is in the first quadrant, right? X is in the first quadrant. So since it's in the first quadrant, it means x will be positive. Therefore, x equals positive 12. Okay, x equals positive 12. Okay, perfect. Now, 3.1.2, we're looking for tan alpha. Now, what we know about tan, we know that tan is y over x. Remember, tan is opposite over adjacent. Remember, opposite is, we're looking at alpha. The side that is opposite alpha is this one here, right? And the one that is adjacent is this one here. Remember, the side that is adjacent is the one that is joined, that is creating a vertex, creating the vertex on that angle in question, okay, together with the hypotenuse. So one that's creating a vertex in the angle in question together with the hypotenuse, what is it? It is x. Can you see that? It is this side here. So this is what we refer to as the adjacent side. Okay, as the adjacent side. Okay, cool. So what is our y value? Y value was 5. What is our x? X value was 12. Therefore, tan alpha is 5/12. Remember, guys, tan is opposite over adjacent. Now, go into this diagram. A side that is opposite is the y. A side that is adjacent is the x. The y is giving us 5 and the x is giving us 12. Okay, hence tan alpha is 5/12. Okay, proceeding. 3.1.3 sine square alpha plus cos square alpha, right, plus cos square alpha. What we know that sine is opposite over adjacent. Opposite is y over r. Remember, these are squared, so it'll be square. What is cosine? Cosine is adjacent, which is x over r, all squared. What does it mean? What is the value of y? The value of y, we said it was 5. The value of r, they gave it us 13. Right? All squared plus what is the value of x? The value of x is, we found it to be 12. What is the value of r? It was 13. And of course, square. Right? All squared. So guys, let me see. Did they say do not use a calculator? I want to confirm. Oh yes. You see, this question is saying answer questions below without using a calculator. So now, because they said without using a calculator, I will break this down, but not that it's necessary. Okay? So I will break this. 5 squared is 25. 5 squared is 25, or equal to. And then 13 squared is 169. I remember we had 12. 12 squared is 144. So 144 over 169. Now, when denominators are the same, you add numerators. This is 25 plus 144 over 169. What is this? This is 169 over 169. Therefore, our answer is 1. Okay, our answer is 1. Guys, one is able to move from this step to this step directly. Okay, but if you're not using a calculator, there are those who are able to say that, okay, no, this is equal to 1. There are those who have to do it like I did here, because they say without using a calculator. I do know, for example, that you will be using a calculator in some forms. Like, for example, maybe you don't know 13 squared. You don't remember 12 squared as well. You use a calculator there, and you proceed in this manner. Ever, how they mark you here, they will mark you in this way. You will be marked for this substitution here, and you will also be marked for your final answer. This is where your 2 marks is coming from. Okay, please don't say that it means we're wasting time. No, we didn't. You are doing maths without a calculator now. Okay, now let's then head to 3.1.4. maybe let me go to the next page. 3.1.4, looking at sec alpha. There are 2 ways of doing this. What we know about sec is the reciprocal of cosine, right? So if it's the reciprocal of cosine, let me remind you, cosine, right? Cosine is x over r. Now, if sec is the reciprocal, we can say, oh, so this means this must be 1 r over x, isn't it? We can say this is r over x, and therefore, what is r? R was 13. What was x? X was 12, right? X was 12, isn't it? And that's how we roll. We can say this is our answer. Or let me try option 2 for this one. Let me try option 2 for this one. Option 2 for this one would be sec alpha is equal to 1 over cos alpha. So what is this? 1 over, what is cos? Cos is x over r, which is 12 over 13, isn't it? Which is 12 over 13. Then, on a piece of paper or on a space allocated for rough work, you can say, oh, so this is 1 divided by 12 over 13. And I know when I see division, I change it to multiplication. And what was denominator becomes numerator. What was numerator becomes denominator. So our answer is 13 over 12, right? And then you can say, oh, now your answer is 13 over 12. As simple as that. Okay? So as you can see, let me go back. We say cos alpha is 1 over, sec alpha is 1 over cos alpha. Then 1 over, what is cos alpha? Cos alpha is adjacent over hypotenuse. So our adjacent was 12. So this is 12 over 13. So 1 divided by 12 over 13 is 13 over 13 over 12. All right? And that's how we roll. Okay. Now, let me go to 3.2. 3.2, guys, before I do 3.2, I want to show you this. When we do special angles, I like drawing a vertical line like this and a horizontal line like this. And then I draw 3 lines in between, okay? I draw 3 lines in between, okay? So those lines, they represent 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees, okay? They represent them, okay? Then, obviously, from here to here, it's 90. Now, I start numbering from here. I say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I put semicolons between these numbers, okay? Then, I start numbering from the bottom, starting with 0. I say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, you know what I do? I put square roots. Okay, so okay, now sorry about that. So now, where were we? We put square roots on all the numbers. So I don't have to put a square root on 1, guys, because square root of 1 is 1. Even square root of 0 is 0. So you don't have to put a square root there. But on 4, I can put a square root. Now, what you are seeing here, you are seeing x and y. Okay, you are seeing x and y. And I will put maybe with a different number. But because when you write, you won't be using a different number. These lengths will be 2. As you can see, the distance here, square root of 2 is 2. There will be 2 to say the hypotenuse, however you choose, is 2. Of course, there's a video where we explain this. So I'm just explaining it now for those who are seeing this video for the first time. Okay, so now let's answer this question. Proceeding. This question is, did I write it down? Okay, is, what is this? This is cosec 20 degrees sine 20 degrees plus tan 45 degrees times sec 60 degrees all over cot 45 degrees sine 90 degrees, right? So, you see, 20 degrees is not a special angle. All these angles I drew here are special angles, including your 90 and their multiples rather. Okay, they are special angles. Any other angle which is not a multiple of these guys is not a special angle. Okay, so cosec 20 is not a special angle. So what we're going to do, say cosec, we know that cosec is 1 over sine. So this is 1 over sine 20 degrees multiplied by sine 20 degrees. I'm going to leave it as it is. Now, tan 45, let's go to this diagram. Tan is opposite over adjacent, meaning x over y. Sorry, y over x, right? Tan is y over x. Now we go to the line 45 degrees and we say, what is y? Y is root 2. What is x? X is root 2. So root 2 over root 2. What does it say? it says, oh, tan 45 degrees must be 1. Okay, it must be 1. Now remember, sec is 1 over, let me write it in red somewhere here, sec 60 is basically 1 over cos 60. Now remember, sec alpha is basically r over x. Remember, cos is x over r. Okay, so now we go into cos 60 degrees. Okay, we go into cos 60 degrees. What is cos? Cos is opposite. Hear me out. Cos is adjacent, sorry. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. What is adjacent? Adjacent is x. So in other words, cosine is x over r. This is x, this is r. Now going back, so cos 60 is half. Now what is sec 60? If cos 60 is half, it means sec 60 will be 2. Okay, it will be 2. Right? It will be 2. Okay, it will be 2. You don't have to show this, it's okay. Right, but even if you prefer to show it, let's say for those that prefer to show it, say this is 1 over cos 60. Okay, it's okay. Then let's go to cot. What is cot? Cot is 1 over tangent. So it's 1 over tan 45 degrees. Now what is sine 90? I'm going to show you in the diagram. This line is 0, 30, 45, 60. This will be 90. So what is sine? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite meaning y over hypotenuse. Now what is our y here? Square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So 2 over 2. Remember we said hypotenuse is always 2. So 2 over 2 is 1. This you can also confirm with your calculator and say it's 1. Okay, sine 90 is 1. Alright? Cool. I'm going to erase this, guys. So what you have seen now is this. Or what you are seeing now, sine 20 cancels with sine 20. Hold it, hold it. Now, what does it mean? It means here you are left with 1. Now, what is cos 60? Cos 60 is basically 1 over 2. But this is 1 divided by 1 over 2. Therefore, it will be 2. Remember, I'm saying, let me write in red just for demonstration. 1 over 1 over 2 is similar to 1 divided by 1 over 2. And this is 1 multiplied by 2. Hence, we're saying it's 2. Happy? Perfect. Now, we then proceed and say sine tan 45. Oh, we did say tan 45 is 1. You guys remember? Tan 45 is 1 over 1. So what is this? This is 1 plus 2 over 1. Therefore, what is our answer? Our answer is 1 plus 1 is 3. So our answer is simply 3. Guys, we went this route so to explain how you go about this. And I assure you, the way you did it, it's okay. The way we did it, it's okay. And if you can do it in any other shortcut, it's okay as long as that shortcut gives you your final answer. Okay? As long as that shortcut gives you your final answer, then you're good. All right. So with that being said, ours ends here, guys. I will see you next time when we look at another question paper. So with that being said, Bukoni Pirima, this was your paper. So bye-bye.